love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get right. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. Please don't get any feelings. Hey, I need some love.
Grand Rising, how are you? Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising to all the beautiful people in the building. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for everyone that has supported me um, throughout the last couple of years. Um, and I want to say that this journey has been interesting and I won't change anything about it. I have no regrets. Um, I feel like everything pretty much happens for a reason, and I won't complain about anything, you know. And so I will be forever grateful, and I will continue to shine on. Still I rise. Still I rise. And I wanted to come here and just really get intimate with you all this morning. I'll only touch like the surface of topics, only because I have some projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. And so, with that being said, I definitely want you guys to be looking out for content and more videos. We're actually here live from the Queen Tulsa Vintage Paper Girl Party Show. And so this is one of my backup channels. And pretty much I'm just growing my audience and I'm giving them a variety. So if they come on this channel and the name of the channel is Reported Live, the Paper Girl Party. So we'll be like Paper Girl News and things like that. Let me see. Let me go ahead and put my website down here because if you're not able to reach me here, I am working to transition my audience to my website. So if you guys go to queentulsa.com, you'll actually see us live streaming right now. So if you are not able to get on YouTube or any other social media, you can go to queentulsa.com and we're streaming there live. So the goal is to get you guys navigated over there. I have products on the site. I'll be uploading products and services, consultations. I'm actually a affirmations coach. No, not an affirmations coach. I am a accountability coach. I'm an accountability coach, and I have one client as of right now, and I'm very excited about it. And so, through we'll get to that part, but through it all, I've managed to stay afloat and utilize the resources that I have available to me and the plans that I have in place. So as long as I'm following those plans, I should be good. And so we always got to definitely check in on our mental health. Mental health is real, and I feel like it's not really talked about. Um, it really isn't. Nadine says, I am good. Just got the notification. Thank you so much and welcome in. Listen, guys, I want you guys to get very, very, very much so relaxed because I'm about to take you on a journey with me. But before we do that, I want to touch on what's true and what's not because we all know women lie, men lie, but the numbers don't lie. So let's get into it. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome. Thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate you. Oh, absolutely. Please like, share, and subscribe. The Goddess Tulsa Show. Welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. Now is the time to go ahead and get ready for the show. We have some great news for you. Okay? We're going to have a great time. So I really, really, really appreciate you and your dedication to showing up. Gratitude. Don't be afraid to hit that cash app. And don't forget to smash that like button. Okay, so we are definitely here this morning. So let's just go ahead and get into the conversation. So there has been pretty much some information being placed online to, I don't know if it's to send me into um um like using again or something. I'm not really sure what these people's angle is as far as like coming at me. But one thing that I do is I can be accountable for my part in this in the situation. Okay. I can be accountable for myself in the situation. Um, I don't know what is going on this morning. I've got my coffee. Okay, so actually, let me go ahead and calm down. I'm not really sure what happened with this charger. It just seems like it didn't want to charge my laptop. So give me 1 second, guys. What a morning! What a morning. But we'll get through it together. Trust me. Um, okay. So now that we've got that taken care of, okay, listen. Uh, this is a live show, so just guys bear with me as I give you guys my best. And I feel like let's just go ahead and start the morning off productive. We can actually start with our daily devotion. And so, with our daily devotion, this is pretty much going to prompt our day. This is going to start our day. I've already got up. I said my affirmations in the mirror. And so, I've got my coffee. And like I said, I set up the show. Well, I created the show last night. And so, I was up, I was ready, I was pumped. And so, let's just go ahead and get into our daily devotion. Evidence of the Lord. Okay. And let me know if you guys can hear me out there. Let me know if you can hear me out there. If you can hear me, press a one. If you cannot, press two. So, one, if you can hear me, two, if you cannot. I want to make sure that everybody is able to hear me. And shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on the Vintage Paper Party on YouTube. And shout out to everybody on Twitch. And shout out to everybody on queentulsa.com. Okay, so hopefully you guys are able to hear me. All right, evidence of the Lord. God doesn't leave anyone out, He gives everyone the opportunity to become part of His family. October 9th, 2023. Romans 1:18-23. We are created to share a relationship with God. That's why He has made His existence clear to everyone. Sometimes His revelation is miraculous. like the burning bush that Moses discovered. But more often than not, we encounter our Father's presence in everyday surroundings. Paul wrote to the church in Rome that God's invisible attributes, that is, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived, being understood by what has been made. Romans 1:20. In other words, the Lord is evident in every created thing. Have you ever wondered how an old oak survives season after season? Have you marveled at the starry sky and watched a colony of ants work together? All such things point us to the Lord. God made his presence evidence in nature because he wants all people to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. First Timothy 2 and 4. He has given us the capacity to be aware of him through what he has made. However, the Father has also given every person the choice of whether to accept or reject a relationship with him. What will you do next time you see evidence of the Lord in your world? Scripture promises we won't regret knowing Jesus. After all, he wants us to have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I definitely needed that this morning. Okay, so let's start off with let's start off with oh, what should we start off with? Mm. Okay, we talked a little bit about mental health. Um, I think I'll go a little bit more on that and then we'll switch to the next topic. So, mental health, not really knowing, um, you know, what to do, being in a space of, it's everybody else, and um, you noticing that you're getting angered up, you're getting frustrated, your temperature, is maybe high, maybe low, And so once you discover all that, then it's either get help or you're going to be pushed into help. I say get the help willingly or get it in disciplinary form. Meaning if you do something and you'll be disciplined to like kind of do it. I decided to check myself once. I had an experience in 2019. And in 2019, there was an experience. I had lost my dad, my bonus father in heaven, rest in peace, dad. Um, and so it was a lot going on, like with the family, I mean, you would not be surprised like how people will act when someone leaves this earth. They will sit and they will act, they're pretend, and they have this poker face on. And of course, when the person is gone, they can't, I was in a very, 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 I wanted to say dark, emotional, um, it was just a lot going on, right? And so I eventually was pushed to get the help. The Lord had come to me. He says, Amaya, if you don't pull yourself together, like this is going to be life for you. And, I looked around and I'm like, Lord, I do not want this to be life for me. So, order my steps and, you know, this won't be an option or this will not be, this won't happen again. Like I've learned my lesson. And I don't really think that it was a lesson. It was more of an experience. I say that it was more of an experience is because if I'm an advocate, if I'm a recovering addict, if I'm trans and I have all, you know, I am all of this. And when it's time to speak on certain issues, I can say, hey, well, I've experienced that. I know what that's like. And so I can have a deeper understanding of the cause, and then I'll figure the solution. So that's why I feel like I go through these things. So I never get mad at God and be like, Lord, why are you punishing me? No, thank you. Why not me? You know, at first back in my life, I'd be like, Lord, why? But now I'm in a phase of, Lord, why not me? Right? So pushed into help, and or shall I say directed or guided into help. So I got into therapy, and then I had a referral for a different type of therapy. And one thing I can say is like once I experienced therapy, it was like it was like a high. It was like a high. It was like when I went, because I was going in person. This is before everything happened, I believe. Yeah, this was before everything happened. So I went in person, and I was doing my sessions and just being honest. And I told my therapist, well, first of all, um, I was put with this lady, and she was a therapist. Okay, so I was put with this therapist, and when I got with her and I had explained everything that was going on to her, and she says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a little bit deeper than what I thought that your caseload was about." So she says, "I'm gonna give you a referral, and I'm gonna a special um, therapy session, and that therapy session is EMDR. So when you get a chance, look that up. EMDR. It's a hand and eye motion therapy. Um, and like I said, so once I went and started, I was honest and I told each and every one of my therapists, I am here for help. I want to be better. I don't want to live this past life of childhood trauma, me being into it with my mama, my daddy, my family. Um, me, I want to deal with the isolation. I want to deal with the, why I went into drugs. I want to deal with the hurt and the pain. I want to deal with blah, and the list went on and on and on and on. And so I want to say the team that I was put with, they really, really, really helped me out. And so let's go from, so we went from mental health, we went from, the choices, making choices, and then getting the help that we need. And then so I'll follow up with, well, I'll jump into recovery. So if you guys don't know, in 2012, I had a very, I want to say from maybe like, shoot, I want to say my drug addiction started, I want to say maybe 2011, 2010. I'm not really sure. Um, but it was a family friend that put me on it. And so I got on it, and it was like I was sending somebody to go and get my stuff for me. And I didn't understand, like, you cannot send no addict to go get your stuff because they are going to short you. And once I learned that, girl, this don't look like $40 or $60, I was like, forget it. I'm gonna go and get my own. And I don't care who knows that I'm going to go buy my stuff. Right. So at first I was a shy smoker, and girl, I bust up out of there real quick when I found out that somebody was taking my stuff for me, right? So moving on, I was doing my thing. I got really, really heavy in it. And then I was having family issues. Like I know for my 21st birthday, it was like, oh, like it was, I kind of feel like it was a 21st birthday from hell. It was like, um, I was being forced to drink. Well, I was being encouraged to drink. They didn't have like the proper foods and stuff like that. I don't know. It just wasn't, it just seemed, I don't know. It made me feel like, I don't know. I don't know how it made me feel, but it made me feel uncomfortable. Right. So, um, so yeah, that was a whole nother story. But I know like shortly after that, I think that's when I had my overdose. And it was a week before Whitney Houston had passed. I was in room 211. 211 is the day that she had passed. And I was just watching it on the news because everything, like the hotel room, it being messy. I mean, you name it. I wasn't on no hardcore stuff. It was more like the C word and the C word. You know, you could put them together. Um, but it was that, and it was alcohol. It was, that night I was going through so much, like with everything. Like I said, it was a lot going on in my world. And I decided that I wanted to go. I wanted to take myself out. I wrote down my mom and dad number. I dialed 911 and I remember calling them. And next thing you know, I just remember them kicking down my hotel room door because I had the latch on. And I remember them putting me in the ambulance. And then I remember the lights, going by. Then the next time I woke up, I was in a hospital room and my cousin was like next to my hospital bed. And I'm like, where am I at? She was like, the hospital. I was like, why is my throat hurting? She was like, because they had a tube down your throat. So let's just say after the overdose, I think I messed up one or two times. And after that, I just said, no, no, no. This is just not the life that I want to live. So I stopped then, right? So let's move over to the industry. Um, I got into the industry through my best friend, rest in peace. I love you, sister. I got into the industry through my sister. And she was like, because back then, we grew up supporting ourselves because our family did not support us getting our hair done, our nails done, the things that we needed as young women, right? And so we had to do what we had to do to have the things that we needed, right? Um, so it's pretty much like we did everything together. Like if she did it first, like she would put me on. Like she is like she would test it out, test the theory out, see, what's the tea, and then she'd like, okay, it's good. And then this girl was like a fisherman. Baby, she knew where all the hot spots was. I mean, it was like she had a compass built in her head when we was out there and we was the girls. They called us the Banger Sisters. Girl, we was in Marietta and we would work together. Like we would make money together. And so um, she introduced me to the Triple X world. And so I was like, oh, because she had introduced me to one chick. Well, she introduced me to a production company, and I was like, I don't know. That one was a little too ratchet for me. It was like, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. So then I end up getting with a company, and um, my first producer or videographer that I worked with, he was cool, but mm, I don't know, we didn't really mesh. Like we was the vibe was there, but it was like I don't know. It's just with me in the industry, you can't trust nobody. Like for real, you cannot trust nobody. But I don't know. It was like he just I don't know. He had too many surprises for me. So long story short, I ended up getting another producer. He reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, I'm in da 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 da, and I take good care of my girls. I want to know if you want to do a set, da 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 da." So one set turned into like two or three or four, right? And so when I got in the game, I saw other girls and how they were, and some girls were more developed than others, and I always said, um I always loved my body, right? I always loved my body, always. Well, I've had some flaws. Like I can't say I always love my body, but like in my earlier ages, I had like insecurities. I can say insecurities. I had insecurities about my body, like my arms and my legs. I used to be so insecure about them because people used to make fun of me. They'd be calling me all strong, you know, whatever, whatever. So as I grew older, and mind you, now I'm in the X world. And, you know, now I'm getting the attention, I'm getting, fans because I'm single and I'm traveling and I'm meeting people, they're inviting me out. I've been on, dinner dates and it was just because when I was out there I was honestly asking for companionship, friendship, someone to talk to. I love to talk, I love to learn. I've met with activists. I'll say I've met with a activist in that world, and he educated me. He educated me. So when I was in that world, I wasn't, the girl that was, oh, let me get fame and let me just, live, get the Pamela Anderson boobs, or let me, do the, whatever, whatever. I wanted to just simply be myself. And I told myself I wouldn't do like a face feminization surgery. And it's no shade to anybody that gets that. It was just I'm comfortable in my skin. I love me. I have to grow to love me. And let's go ahead and skip forward. So that industry, it was fun. I played, I did it, and no regrets. I got model of the month, and that was a big biggie for me because it's like there are thousands of girls that are there, shooting throughout that month, and so to be picked, you know, and then, yeah, it felt good because I know I jumped some parts, but all that'll be in another space. But I remember I was at Job Corps and I had won the prom queen, and this lady purposely gave the crown to someone else, to this young lady. I mean, I was dressed up, I had the hair, the gown, makeup, earrings, I mean, all the bedazzle. And it was like the straight dudes. I'm gonna tell you this. It was like some dudes from New Orleans, right? And they had like girlfriends, baby mamas, and all that. And they had come to me like, Maya, that was real messed up. Like, you won that. And they was like, we know you won it. So right there, I didn't have to visit, I didn't have to have that crown. Just them acknowledging just me and the talent and what it was given. It was all honesty. It was no lies. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm so transparent that people um don't believe that it's actually authentic. And I'm in a space right now. Like I had a whole conversation, a 2-hour conversation last night. And my perspective on so many things are just like, don't sweat it. I'm not gonna sweat anything. I'm not gonna sweat anything. I'm just gonna let stuff happen. And just continue to keep going through and pushing me, right? Pushing me to be better, pushing me to continue to reach people, continue to use my voice and not be discouraged about anything because there will be, you know, situations where life changes or life happens. And so we still got to learn to keep stride, keep going, even when things don't look too great. You have to imagine that things are great. Things are great. See it. I feel like once you start seeing it, then you'll start believing it. And so on that note, I'll be doing a vision board party. And also I want you guys to check out my website, queentulsa.com. I'm actually going to drop that link here in the chat. Make sure you guys definitely go over and check out my website. That's where I can, of course, be freely with myself. And I've been considering, like, for the new year, I want to offer products and services and um, unbiased conversations. And I'm transitioning from YouTube to my website. And that way we can engage, you guys can chat, you can say, we can have those uncomfortable conversations without getting flagged, without being, you know, all the extra. And so we'll have an uninterrupted, and I'll be having like a call in show to where I'm just strictly radio. I'm behind the camera. You guys can just call into the show, or you guys could just listen, but I'll have a time where you guys can call into the show. Also, I want you guys to get ready for Next Case with Queen Tulsa. That channel is definitely up and rising, and we are definitely navigating on all of our platforms. So we're going to give Queen Tulsa, the main channel, a rest, and we'll be working from the backup channels, getting the Next Case with Queen Tulsa, getting that going and getting that growing, because we have, let's see how many subscribers we have. How many subscribers on Next Case with Queen Tulsa? We have 358. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the link to the channel right here, so you guys can click on that. Make sure you click on that one and go subscribe to that channel, because I'll be working from Queen Tulsa, Paper Girl Party, and the Next Case with Queen Tulsa. And I know you guys like um everything that I come with, as far as like giving you guys my best, because that is my goal, to give the audience my best. You guys come, you support, you take the time out. So just know that my goal is always to think of you while doing the content, making you smile, making you laugh. It could be one of your high days, it could be one of your low days, it could be one of your little okay days. But I always want you to get something and take, something from everything that I put out. Nadine says, this is really good. Absolutely. So that brings us to how I turn my pain into purpose. I first got to say, I got to give credit to God, because it was, you know, who's the head of all, God, who's the head of my life. And through all things, through him, I can do anything. And I'm human. I had to took me a while, but I had to teach myself to let myself know that it's okay to not be okay. And giving myself permission to grieve, giving my giving myself, hey honey, how are you? Oh, I'm live right now. Yeah, I'm on Vintage Paper Party. Oh, I'm about to wrap it up here in a bit. Just a yeah. Oh shit, what's understood ain't gotta be explained. Yeah. Call you in like 5. Okay, love you. Okay, later. All right. So guys, this is how I turn my pain into my purpose. I look at it and I just say, what in this, being that I'm an activist, what in this is going to help me with my activism? What in this is going to help me get to the next level? I eventually want to be a judge. I want to be a judge. Um, and so I look at things like that. And so um, I understand some things that people do, they do it to try to break you down. And sometimes it could be you might need to look in a mirror and reflect on some things and then also it could be a general experience. How did you handle it? Did you get excited? Did you get heated? Did you come out your character? Right? And so learning, just because someone does something to me, I don't have to return that energy because that's the frequency they're on. If I'm on a different frequency, um, I need to learn to be aware of myself, my actions, and my behavior because I can only control me. I had to learn that people are going to say triggering things. Some people just aren't going to like me. Um, I'm not going to like some people. I might not like, and that's human. And I think that's just keeping it. That's reality. It's reality. Thinking consequences, repercussions. For every action, there's a reaction. There's a cause, there's an effect, you know. So I try to observe things like that to make better decisions and better choices for myself. There's a lot more that I could go into, but legally I can't talk about right now. But understand this, I'm genuine, I'm real, I'm raw with it, I'm straight up, I'm blunt. I'm not out to um for any type of malicious gain. I just simply want to be myself, grow, love me, love my family, help others, have a nonprofit foundation one day, help my community. I'll let y'all know this. This is this is something, and I'll be working on it. And once I get it all together, then I'll be doing fan funding. I want to build a community with tiny homes for like single families. They'll go through like, like buying a home, buying a home. I feel like everybody should be able to experience home owner home ownership. You know, buy you some land, build your home. You own your land, you own everything on it. My thing is, I want to go off the grid. That's the type of living that I want. I want to go buy some land and I want to build my home on that land and leave a legacy, but also have a community so that my children can go back and help the community. They're going to be the co owners or co founders of the nonprofit organization. Love is love. And it's okay to stand up to people. It's okay to to have a conversation. It's okay to express yourself. Those are your feelings, those are your emotions. And I think that's why a lot of people are walking around mad at the world because they suppress so much. They're angry, they're bitter. We got to release it. And so sometimes you have to set aside some time and say, hey, I've got to focus on me. I need to focus on my mental. I need to get me together. Like, I need to do a self evaluation. Where am I at in my life? Where am I trying to go in my life? Purpose, finding my purpose. What do I enjoy doing that does not feel like I'm working? What am I passionate about? What are my long term goals? How can I serve my community? Even though things have been rubbed in my face, even though people have tried to push me in a corner, even though at times I was uncomfortable, even though there were times where I was having S thoughts, even though that there were times where I just was not okay, even though those times that I just did the most, I'm thankful for those times because they helped me grow into the woman that I am today. So I'm glad you guys stopped by to hear me out, to hear a part of my story. And I really encourage you to stay tuned. And if, like I said, we're utilizing our backup channels, so just bear with us, subscribe to them. I'll put the links in the chat. Thank you for coming by today. I really wish you all uh, a productive, prosperous day. Hug yourself, look yourself in the mirror, give yourself some affirmations, go out and ground yourself, smile, and go hug a tree. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself permission to love on you. Okay? I love you, and I'll see you soon. So long.